Let's try to do something useful with breakpoints. The program that we have seen, specials.asm, is just about summing all the special numbers in some interval from 1 until max special. Let's use the debugger to find out who are the special numbers, to find out the actual special numbers, not the sum of those numbers. The code begins from this first instruction, move ESI as specials. We are going to follow the code simultaneously in specials.asm in our text editor and also in WinDBG. That is because the code looks a bit nicer on the text editor. We begin by stepping. We know that the first function is print star, and we do not want to get inside this function. Therefore, we are going to step over this function. The next function is sum specials, and we do want to get inside this function. Therefore, we are going to use step into to get inside this function. Now we are inside sum specials. As we can see, the first instruction is push EBP, just like we can see in the text editor. We continue a bit with WinDBG. Until we can actually see this instruction, add edx ecx. This instruction has some importance for me. That is because I know that whenever I get to this instruction, a special number was found. That is because if the number is not special, this jump will be taken and I will not execute this instruction. This instruction supplies some way for me to check if a number is special or not using a breakpoint. If I put a breakpoint on this instruction, the execution will reach the breakpoint only if a special number was found. Therefore, we can just put a breakpoint on this location. I copy this address and I'm going to use the bp command to add a breakpoint. I also want to make sure that the execution will not run away from me in some sense. Therefore, I'm going to also add a breakpoint on the leave instruction. This will allow me to know that there are no more special numbers in the requested range. Let's find leave by advancing a bit more. Okay, we can see it here. This is the address of leave, and I'm going to add a breakpoint over leave. If I take a look at the list of breakpoints right now, I can see that I have two breakpoints. The first one is over this instruction, add edx ecx, and the next breakpoint is over the leave instruction. At this point, the string was already printed to the console. However, the search for special numbers has not begun yet. At this point, we can just use the g command and we expect to get to this location, add edx ecx, whenever we have a special number. At this point, we expect ecx to be that special number. Let's begin. We use the g command to resume execution of the target program. We wait a little bit, and finally we get to the add edx ecx instruction, which means that a special number was found. In order to take a look at this special number, we just have to see the value of ecx. and this is the value of ECX. A pretty interesting number, but our function said that it is special. Let's keep those special numbers, for example in a text editor. So the first special number is this number. Let's continue. We got another special number, which is this number. We continue again. And we have a third special number, which is this number. We continue again with the G command. And this time we got to the leave instruction, which means that there are no more special numbers. Basically, we have collected the 3 special numbers, which are all the special numbers in the wanted range. Those are the 3 special numbers. Let's say that we want to do something else. Maybe, for example, we want to check if some specific number is special. We could, for example, just copy part of the code. For example, maybe copy the function checkSpecial to some new file and then try to run it. But maybe we are too lazy and we don't want to do this. We could do it using a debugger. Let's begin by restarting the target program. We can do it using the restart command, for example, or maybe using debug and restart. It is your choice. The target program was restarted. We begin by doing basically the same thing. We put a breakpoint on the entry point, then we use the go command, and we get to the first instruction. Next we step over the print string function, because we don't want to get inside, and then we step into some specials. Then we step a little bit more, just to see some more code. As we can see, some specials has a piece of code to check if a number is special. Those 3 instructions, push ECX, call checkSpecial, and then add ESP4, are going to check if the number ECX is special, and the result is inside EAX. Maybe we could use this combination of instructions to check if a wanted number is special or not. And this is about what we are going to do. We want to jump into this location, which means that we want to change EIP to have this value. Then we are going to run those 3 instructions. And finally, we are going to check the value of EAX. Then we know if the number that we want to check is special or not. Let's put a breakpoint over test EAX. Next, we change EIP to this location. Now let's say that we want to check if the number 3 is special or not. We change the value of ECX to be 3. Currently, the next instruction going to be executed is this instruction, because we changed EIP to point to this instruction. Note that it seems like the next instruction is this instruction, but this is not true. If we take a look at the value of EIP, we can see that it has a different value, which points here. The change of EIP is not evident in the disassembly window because the disassembly window did not update for some reason. Good. Now all that we have to do is just use the G command. The G command will run those three instructions, which is going to leave us at this instruction. Then we could just check the value of EAX. We take a look inside EAX and we see that the value is 0. It means that our number 3 was not special. Let's try again, but this time with one of the special numbers which we have written before. Again we change EIP to be this value. By the way, I can take a look at the previous commands with the arrow keys. If I press the up key, I can see the previous commands. This way I can just change EIP just like I did before. Next I'm going to change ECX to be some special number which we have found before. For example, this number. Finally, we just use the go command. And again, we got to the test EAX instruction. Let's take a look at the value of EAX. And the value is 1, which means that the number which we have checked is special. In this example, we have seen how to check if a specific number is special. We checked if 3 is special, and we have seen that it is not. Next, we checked if the first number here is special, and we found out that it is, because EAX equals 1. Let's restart the program. I want to summarize this lesson. We've seen some ways to manage breakpoints with WinDBG, and we've also seen some commands. The command BP allows us to put a breakpoint at some location. Maybe, for example, here I put a breakpoint on the entry point. The BL command allows us to see the list of breakpoints. We also have the BD command and BE command to disable or enable breakpoints. If I want, for example, to disable this breakpoint, I just use BD0. And now I can see that this breakpoint is disabled, which means that it is not going to work. I can enable it again using the BE command. Now the breakpoint is enabled. The BC command clears a breakpoint. It stands for breakpoint clear. If I wanted, I could clear the breakpoint that I currently have. I just have to supply the index. As we can see, now there are no breakpoints at all on my list.